Hello, my name is Pia Ceccarelli-Rosenberg. I am the founder of the Ceccarelli-Rosenberg Foundation. I want to give you a little story how everything started and how everything evolved to the point now to we are working on creating a Queen's Ranch dog rescue. Back in 2021, I married the love of my life, Aaron Rosenberg, and a few months, only 2 months after we basically got married, he was diagnosed with AML, acute myeloid leukemia. It was such an aggressive type of cancer that we couldn't get the cancer to get on remission. At the time when I was with him and we were talking about our future plans, the most important one is that we always talk about having a dog rescue. That was also his dream, to do something related to dogs because he loved German Shepherds. And that's how we ended up having Bear. But anyway, so the story started as just getting married, being happy. Things changed dramatically after 2 months of being married. We couldn't get the cancer to go on remission. We tried very hard. And basically, we couldn't get to that point that the cancer was under the 4%. And in December, the same year after being married only 7 months, he decided to go into hospice. It was a very hard, horrible situation because he was 100% happy, he was 100% healthy, he was at the gym every day. But the biggest concern that he had when he was going through this whole process, he always kept asking what I was going to do after he would leave. So we went back again to the talk and the conversation of having a dog rescue, and that has been my long life dream. But he always will say, I can die in peace knowing that you have a purpose in life. After he passed on December 19, 2021, after being married only 7 months, of course, I went in a complete state of shock. I didn't know what to do, how I was going to handle everything for the following months. At that point, I even forgot about the option of having the dog rescue. I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do with my own life and how to just deal the day-to-day living and breathing or even trying to sleep. In that process, I met David Torres with Good Samaritan Outreach through my church, Islam Baptist Church in Orlando. He invited me to go and help him, the Coalition for the Homeless in downtown Orlando. And that was, I think, 4 or 5 months after my husband passed away. The day that I went there, and when I was able to see what he sees, basically on a weekly basis, he does other programs and events to help the people and the homeless and the people with low income. What I was able to experience at that place, at the Coalition for the Homeless, and be able to see another side of life without any type of filters, it really changed my mind, and it really changed a whole different perspective about everything, how I saw life, how grateful we need to be, and how much help there's that other people may have out there and we're not aware. So the first thing I did when I just completely got overwhelmed and touched my soul seeing a lot of kids with no shoes, clothes that didn't even fit them well, and then I saw babies, with just not even shoes either, or missing, they didn't have blankets, everything. My mind just started going how we can create a system, but at least I can help them in that location. I started calling my friends, I started asking for clothing, donations, anything they have extra at their homes, I'll pick it up, I'll go to their homes and start kind of like sorting them out. I started helping David twice a month. We were feeding them. And after we fed them in the same cafeteria area, I would take out the bags and the boxes, and everything was labeled as small, medium, large, and they would be able to go and grab what they needed. That was basically the beginning of my life's changing situation. That was finally the healing that I basically was trying to look from therapy, even pills from the doctors to help me sleep and kind of cope with the grief that I was going through. This basically evolved into registering and creating the Ceccarelli-Rosenberg Foundation. This is what I created, the C and the R, and the infinite icon that represents the infinite love that I have for my husband. But also that whole situation helped me so much to concentrate my energy in everything that I was doing towards the foundation. I made the decision of moving away from Orlando, and I think it was March 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, to move out of Orlando because I felt that it needed to kind of like close that chapter in the Orlando area, or at least my home. What that represented in the healing part of my grief journey. So after a year and a half of not being able to sleep in that house, in that room, and that same bed, I couldn't even turn off the light and say, you know what, I need to just move on from this at least. And then probably that will help me kind of create a new life or a new perspective on what it was, the Ceccarelli-Rosenberg Foundation. I decided to move to the West Coast. That's a place I always wanted to live, close to the water. Moving here, it was a huge blessing because when I put the house for sale, I ended up renting in this subdivision. The people that live in this subdivision are so giving, so caring. They have been able to support the Ceccarelli Foundation in so many aspects. Now, Ceccarelli-Rosenberg Foundation have different programs. One is for the homeless. We help the homeless in Ybor and downtown Tampa. We also help women victims of human trafficking. We also help the farm workers in Waimama, Plant City, and Dover area. And also, I just purchased a land in the Duet area, 5 acres, to do Queen's Ranch dog rescue. The story about how that happened, that will be a completely different, I will say, episode, because that was the most amazing proof of God's presence in my life, in Him guiding me to the right place. So right now, Ceccarelli-Rosenberg Foundation basically is all the help that we get, all the support that we get, all the donations, depending on what I get. And those donations, it can be clothes, shoes, even household items, kitchen utensils. Anything that I get, it gets distributed for the farm workers and the children, or it can be for the homeless, or it can be for women. If we get beautiful clothes for job interviews, possibly for women, I separate them and that gets allocated to them. I also, when we are supporting a school that is for autistic children in the Tampa area. That holds children from the age of 8 to 22. It's a public school, and we are working on getting sensory toys for the children and the adults, basically, they go to the school. Other than that, the biggest help that I can get right now from everyone is reach out to the Ceccarelli-Rosenberg Foundation. If you have one bag of donation or a box, 10 boxes, I'll go personally and pick up those donations. I can be all over Central Florida, from the East Coast, Cocoa Beach, Daytona, Central Florida, Orlando, Tampa, Naples, Tarpon Springs, all that area, including Miami. I can go and pick up any donations because the amazing fact of someone giving something they may not need at that moment and what represents for someone that is in need, that is basically my job. I'm basically the link between the person that is the giver and the person in need. I think that's it for now. Thank you so much. And we'll be sharing the stories and how everything goes, and also the story of Queen's Ranch Dog Rescue on the next episode. Thank you.